Hello and welcome to our show, Film Talk with AJ Dean. I'm AJ Dean, your host, and tonight we have a spectacular VIP guest. We're welcoming him back, Mr. John Russell Cring. He is a director, filmmaker, producer, and actor. We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about and his amazing and fun, fantastic life that he's got. Let's give him a super warm welcome. Hey, John, it's so great. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I've noticed on Zoom, because when people are muted, they don't clap. They just do this. So there. This is me. This is me acknowledging your introduction of me. Well done. All right.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. A lot has changed since you were last on the show, and we've got a lot, hasn't it? So now let's talk about, first of all, where you are. Are you back east? Where are you, John? And what are you doing there?
Well, I normally am in Tuxedo Park, New York, which is about 45 minutes from New York City. But currently I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm at my brother's house. If you look around, I'm staying in my nephew's room, and we've been here for about 4 days. And before that, we were in Atlanta finishing up a Tubi series. So this has been kind of a whirlwind, and we're heading back tomorrow. We leave at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Incredible. Now, can you tell us what the name of the series is, what it's about?
Sure. Yeah, well, the name of the series is Back to the Trap, and it's there's sort of a new term out called felon movies, where basically it's kind of like things like New Jack City, or things like that, where it's kind of like about the street life, but they also have sort of a soap opera quality to them. And gentleman by the name of Tavares Walker, he kind of left a criminal lifestyle and became a writer and a creator of, he had 3 films on Tubi, and he has brought us in, and we are helping him to do his first series. So it probably has about 35 different characters, and guns and drugs and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's unlike anything I've ever been involved with.
Incredible. And this is so much fun, because it's not only like a biography in a way, because you're learning about his life, but you're also you're sharing it as well with other people, and he's got a perspective, having overcome all of that and changing his life. What an incredible story.
Yeah, well, you really don't realize just the different worlds that people live in, and when you're like in the hoods of Atlanta, and you're shooting, and one of your actors ends up actually being arrested on like some trumped up charges, and then you have to like deal with trying to change up the scene as a result of it. You understand what white privilege is, and you understand how blessed you are. Oh, my dog wants to get up here on the bed with me.
Oh, so fabulous.
Yes. So Mr. Grizz, Mr. Grizz he'll go ahead and be with me here.
Mr. Gribbs?
Yeah. His name is Clark W. Griswold.
Hello, Mr. Gribbs.
Yes, from a Christmas Vacation.
Oh, you're the cutest. Hello, sweetheart.
Yes.
How are you, Angel? And we love our fur babies. And so thank you so much.
They're family.
Much love to Mr. Gribbs from Auntie AJ. Auntie AJ loves you. You're the best. You're the best Mr. Gribbs in the world. So
do you have any pets?
Oh, we used to, not right now, but we used to, John. And aren't they fabulous?
Oh gosh, yes. Oh yes, I have 2. Clark W. Griswold here, and then there's also Miss Dixie, but she's in the other room.
I love the names. The names. They're classic and they're great.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your beautiful fur family member
That-
with us as well. And John, I want to talk to you about, there's a couple pictures on the screen here. One is at, it looks like at a casino, and then
oh,
another one is in a restaurant or something. So could you tell us a little bit about them and where they were taken?
I believe the one in the casino. I started being involved with a film festival called the Festival of Cinema. I am on the board there, and that was the opening, I believe, of the festival. They were having a kind of a party for everybody, and I didn't even know that New York New York City had casinos. But this was actually in Queens, New York, and we just finished the festival and had a great time. And it was lovely to be supportive because I had actually won an award at that festival a few years ago for my film Darcy, and so to be on the board now and supporting it was great. And let's see what the other one is.
Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and I think that yeah, and I think the other one is probably just me eating some really good dumplings. Uh,
I thought you were going to
but I
say,
like the picture.
I love the pictures. I love them both. I thought you were going to say eating, or you were waiting for your waffles, because I love waffles too as well.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Do you love pancakes, John?
I'm more of a crepe person, but
Okay.
I do, pancakes are a little bit, but we just went out this morning and had a very southern breakfast, and it was a lovely experience. The only thing is that all of the waitresses looked like that they probably were strippers about 25 years ago. It's like their stripper days were done, but you definitely knew that those ladies had been on some poles.
Oh, bless their hearts. Yes, they
Now they're waiters. Now they're waitresses, and they're serving me biscuits. So they.
And you know what? I bet they have some of the best stories.
Oh, I mean that's the thing, is that everybody has such an incredible story in their life,
Yes.
and they don't even realize how amazing their story is. And it's our job as like creators and filmmakers and artists, if you will,
Yeah.
to pull that out of them, and and share them with the world. I'm always in collaboration with people trying to get their stories told.
That's the beauty of it. And that's what you do, and you do it so well. And thank you for dressing up. I love your hat and your glasses and your shirt and everything. I dressed up too as well. I just want to say thank you,
Yeah,
Georgette Dante, for giving me this hat and the dress I'm wearing. Georgette Dante from Las Vegas, Nevada. Speaking of Nevada, I want to give a special shout out to Deborah Richards, because that's how that's how we met. She
right,
introduced us. And let's talk a little bit about that, because that was Move Me No Mountain. I've got on the screen now a picture of Move Me No Mountain,
right.
and also the Forest Hills. So
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about Move Me No Mountain. You were second unit director or assistant director.
As director, yes, I was right. I was AD on Move Me No Mountain, and it was my first time in Las Vegas, and it was a tremendous experience. And since then, my brother has moved there, so I just saw Patrick Wirtz, who is the producer of Movie No Mountain, and Debbie probably about 3 weeks ago, and
Yes.
yes, we had a great time, and I love Vegas. I think Vegas, it has so much character, but it also has a lovely kind of a small town feel to it.
It does.
And could there be a more beautiful place?
Really, it's so true. And I just want to give a special shout out also to Patrick Wirtz. He's an incredible producer, and I want him to have credit because he works a lot behind the scenes,
He
but he's
does.
so wonderful and consistent, and he's always there. He's such a super nice guy. Hi,
Well, I have
Patrick.
such love for producers. I mean,
Yeah.
we can't do anything, in our business without somebody who's willing to just go out there and, get us the things that we need to get, whether that's money or locations. Or I remember we were shooting in the right behind one of the casinos, and there were like a couple of policemen that were like blocking off the alleyway, and the background was like this beautiful neon, and we only had like 4 or 5 hours to get the shot, but it was the kind of thing that you could not do without a great producer. It was not like you couldn't have like run and gun and kind of like done a just guerrilla filmmaking to get this shot, and someone like Patrick Wirtz just it takes it up to another level.
Yes, he does. And he's so resourceful, you have to be very resourceful to be a producer. You have to
Yeah.
be quick thinking, and you have to have backups and alternatives. And he's so incredible. I respect him very, very much. You mentioned about the casino. Yes, fascinating. Tell us a little bit more. What was the most fun that you had on? Was it the rave scene?
The rave scene. Yes, you're right. That was the most fun. That was almost on. I think it was the second to the last day that we shot, and it was out in the kind of outside of, and it was like it just was like a campground, but it was in the middle of the desert, and they had done such a great job of getting all of these people with all of these crazy costumes, and someone out there doing the music and the lights. And I remember Debbie was running around with the camera, so she was, so I was like screaming out, like do this, because she was like trying to get everything. And so when you're doing that, you really, you don't have the ability to like call out, because you're just like trying to get over here. And I'm just like, you do more with the wings, more wings, more wings, more wings. And then I would be like, oh, you over here, you do this. I was really having to sort of direct the action so that Debbie could shoot just incredible, this really, really crazy fun rave scene. And it just kept going and going and going and going. There was so much great footage, and there were so many people. And also my niece came into town, and she's in that scene too, which was
she is?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun to have her in it too. She had like little wings on and everything. It was yeah, but the rave scene was so there's also I remember when I first read the script, and that particular scene, because it starts with this guy and he has a giant zebra head on.
Isn't that cool?
Right, and she's not sure if what she's seeing is reality or surreality. Wow. And I remember when I first read that scene with Debbie, which the scene actually moved to the front of the film. Yeah. I said that this is probably one of my favorite scenes in the film, because it brings something unexpected. And I think sometimes, as filmmakers, when you're telling a story, we've seen stories of homelessness and that type of thing, but you want to bring something that is going to, like, the audience can hang on to that and go, you know what? I've never seen anything exactly like that. That took me to a place that really surprised me, and an audience loves that.
And they do. You're absolutely right. 100%, John. And how many hours were you out there in the desert doing that rave scene?
I mean, I would say that, there was a lot of setup for it, but the actual shooting was probably only like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh,
so
great.
So it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't bad at all. And that's the thing is, film is like 99% preparation.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it works.
Amazing. Okay. We also have on the screen here the Forest Hills. Now this is the 2023 film, isn't it?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, the Forest Hills is another film that I AD'd. Whenever I'm not directing my own films or writing my own films, or or actually it's my wife and I. Let me not say me. It's both of us. But I'm ADing other projects, so I AD'd that one, and it's kind of a psychological horror, but with a sort of like werewolf aspects to it. It has Shelley Duval's first performance in 22 years. She's in the movie.
Oh my
And
gosh, you must be so proud.
oh yeah, it was, yeah, I was it was very exciting to give Shelley Duvall another opportunity to do film, and boy did it blow up. It went all over the world, the
Yay.
news that Shelley was coming back to film,
Congratulations.
and yeah, and we did a 14-day shoot, but there were 2 months of reshoots. So they did a lot of extra stuff. I think that there was a movie that was in the head of the director, and then I think there was a movie that the audience wanted to see.
Mhm.
And he, being a great director, understood that that there was a story there that the audience wanted more of.
Yes.
So he went out and did a lot of really amazing reshoots with his cinematographer named Scott Hansen, and added some more horror aspects, and added a little bit more suspense, and some more bloody kills and stuff like that. So the movie that I saw at the premiere with Kevin Smith is not the movie necessarily everybody else is going to see, because there's been so much that's been added to it. So it's kind of like Justice League, there's the one movie, but now you're going to get the Snyder cut. You're going to get the really, elongated new director's version that I think is going to be a better film.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now we can see Move Me No Mountain on Tubi, Amazon Prime,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
Amazon UK. Where can we see The Forest Hills?
Well, right now, I think that they are in negotiations
Okay.
for, they have,
Distribution?
yeah, well, yeah, it's played a few film festivals, but it has not really found its distribution home yet.
Okay.
So I think that is probably going to change. I think the plan is to release it probably sometime around Halloween.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Circling back to Move Me No Mountain, how did you meet Debbie? We want to talk about how you met your wife
Right.
in a moment, but how did you meet Deborah Richards?
I mean, I met Debbie on Clubhouse.
On
Yes, yeah, I met her on Clubhouse. It was, for those who don't know, Clubhouse is a great networking venue where you go into these rooms and you're able to. It's sort of like a podcast that you can be part of.
Yes.
And you can either listen, or you can kind of jump in and start talking too. And
Participate.
Debbie was talking about her production, and she was kind of looking for people to be involved in it. And we really just kind of connected over my experience, and doing a lot of independent films, and this was her first feature. And she would share with me scenes, she would share with me mood board, she would share with me scripts, and I would sort of give my opinion, and we became really great friends that way.
That's wonderful. So great. And so I want to encourage everybody to check out Move Me No Mountain, because it's a great movie and I think you'll enjoy it. It has a lot of great social messages and wonderful, there's some wonderful music in it and acting. And so thank you, John, so much for that. And
yeah, a great lead in Cat. Cat is an incredible.
yes.
One of the most special things about that film is the performance of Cat Lellie. She is just incredible, and she got so dirty, and she got so, I mean, she lost a bunch of weight, and she went full Robert De Niro on this thing.
Yes.
I mean, she really did.
Yes, she did. We love Cat Lily. We also want to give a shout out to L.A. Walker and Nicole Butler, Nicole Vegas. And also Staci Dickerson did fabulous, as well as the realtor. Just so many great acting in that movie. So
Las
be sure to
Vegas,
check it out. Say
it
again.
really, Las Vegas has a lot of talent in it.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And you are CEO of Extraordinary Film Project and F3 Films. Tell us about your company and how you met your wife.
Well, yeah, F3 Films is kind of like what I started with. The Extraordinary Film Project was when we were making 12 feature films in 12 months. It was like the beginning of my film career.
Okay.
And now we are, we're just always trying. Right, we've made up 20 features so far. We have 2 that are coming out this year. One of them is called Girl in the Palms, and it's coming out through distribution in October. And the other one is starting its festival run, and that's called Wheelies Incorporated. But my wife and I, we also have started a podcast, and that's another thing that we're doing, which has been crazy because I've been trying to get my wife to, she and I have such fun and weird conversation about filmmaking, about marriage, about everything. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the idea of doing a podcast that would be sort of like, it's us getting up every morning, having breakfast and talking about movies or talking about what's happening in entertainment. We've been talking a lot about the WGA and SAG.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about that, and and the revelations, that we always had, which is that we always thought that because we were like independent filmmakers, that the deck was kind of stacked against us. That yes, you can get your film out there, but it's not necessarily going to make you much money. Because you don't have the stars, you don't have that. And I think what we've discovered through this whole SAG-AFTRA thing is that the deck is sort of stacked against everybody except for the ones right at the top, the streaming services, the corporations. And when Aaron Paul says he doesn't receive any residuals for Breaking Bad on Netflix, I mean, that's unbelievable to me.
It's amazing.
The fact that you would have created such an iconic program
right.
and you don't receive any money from it.
Isn't that something else? You wouldn't have thought that looking from the outside. I was going to ask you about the Hollywood strike and your opinion of it and what you think. Yeah. How long do you think it will go on for, John?
I mean, honestly, it's going to go on as until, there's victory, until there's justice. And the way that the working man, the working actor, the working writer, the way that they have been whittled down and belittled and basically been told that they are just gig workers, that that they can't necessarily have a career, is it's just wrong. And I'm actually frozen right now in a project because I'm waiting on a SAG-AFTRA interim agreement, So I want it to end a lot, sooner than later, but not until, let justice be done, or let the heavens fall, as they say in the Untouchables.
Yes, there has to be some change, John. So
yeah, there does.
Yes. Now that podcast sounds amazing with your wife, and tell us how people can. When is that going to start? And
well, I think we're on almost our 20th episode right now.
Okay.
It's on anywhere that you could find a podcast. You can find Married to Movies.
Married to Movies, and this is let me just. Here it is. I've got it on screen right here. Married to Movies. Here's the logo. So can you go to YouTube? Can you go to?
Yeah, it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on really anywhere. If that have podcasts, we're on it. There's probably 40 different places that you can find it. But if you put in Married to Movies, you'll find us. And usually we'll be eating an omelet, and we'll be talking some shit about what's happening, like what's the last movie we watched, or we did one episode that was
Love
from
it.
the where, and we were about to watch Barbie. So we did the whole episode, like, in our car eating, popcorn, which I spilled on myself, and then we ended up talking about Barbie,
That's great. That is great.
which
Okay,
was
so
a great.
I loved Barbie too. I really enjoyed it. Jeff and I saw it, and it was a lot of fun. So I encourage everybody to check that out. I want everyone to check out Married to Movies, your new podcast with your wife, Tracy Nicole.
Yeah.
And that is on YouTube, Spotify. Search for it online. Remember this logo while when you're on Google, search for it, and that'll come up, and then that'll take you right to it. And it's
Yes.
free. It's free, right, John?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's free, and it's fun, and it's only like 35 minutes, and it's a great. I really took inspiration from your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I think that I think it's a great way to kind of just get out some of our knowledge and our experience,
Yeah.
and the mistakes that we've made, so maybe you won't make the same ones.
Absolutely. Anyone can do a podcast, and I encourage them to do so. It's so much fun. It's a great way to not only record your life, because it's, making a mark on the world, if you will. It's creating video, and it stays, on there on the YouTube channel and Spotify, but it's also helping other people. You can promote other people, other products, other films, and like what you're doing with your wife, promoting films and all of that, keeping them in the loop, John. So it's really so much fun. So I encourage everybody to do that, or or writing, or whatever you want to do. Now on this last photo I had up, this is the new poster, right, for Wheelies?
Yes, Wheelies Incorporated. Yes.
Wheelies Incorporated. Okay, I love it.
Well, what we did was we put together a bunch of pictures, sort of like the montage pictures people do. And my wife was like, I want to do something more special for this film. So there's a guy by the name of Dom Bittner, who is in England. And I saw his work on an A24 film forum on Facebook. And he has these incredible paintings that he does of the, all the famous A24 films like Ex Machina or Hereditary, or whatever. And he creates his own movie posters.
Cool.
I was like, well, could you do that, for us? So he painted us just a beautiful piece of art. And obviously, this doesn't have like all the logos and the Wheelies Incorporated and the credit block and all this, because we wanted something that stood as art on its own.
It does.
Yeah, and I'm just really, really thrilled with how it turned out.
I love it. I love the colors. I love the everything that he's included. The dynamics of the angles. I love the perspective of the bike and the wheel and the people.
Right.
It's
The movie is all about sort of all of these kids and their lifestyle, riding around doing wheelies. So it needed to have the life and the fun and the energy. And one of the things that we've done on the actual movie poster is that instead of just the names of the kids and the people that are involved in the movie, we have their Instagram handles.
Oh,
so
nice.
go directly and look at more of their videos and more of what they're doing, and trying to keep it a little bit more modern.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. I'm going to go back to your Married to Movies logo to have that up on the screen. But I did want to talk about how you met your wife. How did you meet your wife? Now, you started traveling with your family and performing all across America during the Traveling Gypsy Show.
Yes,
And how did you meet Tracy Nicole?
Yes, I grew up and we were in a family band. We toured the country and we performed. And when we, stopped that after many, many, many years, we I landed in Nashville, and I had a really, really terrible job doing phone surveys. And she was in the cubicle right across from me, and we just ended up connecting. She had a background in film and had some film equipment that she had won when she was 18 years old, and I was writing, and we just started to create together. We did probably uh, a dozen and a half short films. We did cable access television show, and that was all before we were a couple. We were a creative couple before we were but people would all say, oh, you guys, you're going to end up together, you two. I'm like, that's what we are, that's not what we do. And then her, and then other members of her family were like, well, I don't know if you should be with him because you're a married woman and stuff like that. But honestly, it just there once that creative spark has happened, and it's very, very hard to put out that fire. So we are 22 years of marriage, and then
Wow.
we were together for 4 years before that. So a total of 20
Congratulations.
years.
Sorry, say that again.
A total of 26 years, and it's been 26 years of some form of filmmaking.
Congratulations. Congratulations to you and Tracy. I always say this on my show, but I have to say it again every time when there's a great love story. I love love. Love makes the world go around. And I just want to celebrate the fact that you have been together so long, you and Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Much love and blessings to you, Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, for your contribution and being a great partner to John. And you're an example as a couple. You're an example. So thank you both.
Well, AJ, I'm of the opinion that movies get made with love. I really think they do. And you can't do it with stress. You can't do it with pain. It has to be, a loving situation where everybody loves each other and serves the film.
Yeah.
And, being in the relationship with Tracy, we are, iron is sharpening iron, and she challenges me, I challenge her, and we have created so much together.
I love that. And that's just like Jeff and I. He's a little bit more on the technical side, but he does love graphics and filmmaking. He loves films and cinema. He loves, the Hollywood classics and all of that. So I hear what you're saying, and it's a wonderful thing. So we celebrate with you. Cheers. I just want to say cheers.
Cheers. I have nothing to cheer, but there we go. Yeah.
There you go. You're an actor, so you improvised and you did
Yeah,
great.
exactly. Got to do.
You did great. I wanted to ask you, John, what is your opinion of AI? Technology is changing rather fast in the filmmaking industry. What is your perspective on AI?
It's very interesting. I feel like the democratization of art is always a good thing. Okay, I believe that AI is art if you because we are all AI. We all take whatever we've experienced and we put something out, and it's a conglomeration of that. That's exactly what AI is doing.
Mhm.
When you start to uh, take something that is, can be a wonderful tool, and you start to use it in a negative way to try to take people's jobs away, to try to take people's opportunities away. I think so. Really, the problem is not AI. The problem is people. Okay, the problem is
Ah,
corporations. The
yeah.
problem is the perversion of what is happening. You can either use a hammer to build an orphanage, or you can beat an orphan. Okay, it's not the hammer's fault.
Exactly. I agree with you 100% because AI is a tool, but it's really the people that are in charge of it and are promoting it. Those are the ones who are and making profit off of it. Those are the ones that are, in charge of it. So, I mean, I'm not in charge of AI, but I have a virtual background here. And so that could be considered artificial. But I use that and that's helpful to me, but it doesn't hurt anybody. And this doesn't take away, my job or anyone else's job that was, no one was working for me. So it didn't take any person's job away. But you bring such a good point up, John, about taking jobs away. It will replace many, many jobs. And also some people have said that this is going to be the downfall of the film industry. What's your opinion and take on that?
I think that everything always has its moment. It's sort of to me. It reminds me of when the drum machines started. Okay, and drummers were all like, "Well, this will be the downfall. Nobody will have live drummers." Well, there still are live drummers.
Yes.
Now, there aren't as many drum positions as there were, but there were some people that abhor the idea of drum machines. So it's just going to be a tool. That's that.
Mhm.
And yes, people stream, or people have Spotify, or people have cassettes, and people still have albums, and albums sell more than CDs do. So people are always going to find a way back to the analog, to the real thing.
Mhm.
I think honestly, when the streaming services, and they said, "Look, we'll scan you, and then we'll pay you for your likeness." Well, obviously that's ridiculous, because to scan somebody and then use them in perpetuity for the rest of their life is really taking away the position of their job. But what if instead they scan you, and then every time you're used, you were given something? Let's say you were given $20 or something like that. Well, then that actually becomes an income stream. If you're being used by 5 or 10 or 20 different shows, and you're making $20 per show, then that would balance what you weren't making by being a stand-in or a background actor. And that's the kind of thing you have to take people in consideration
Yes.
along with the technology.
Yes. It's got to be a balance, right, John?
Right. Exactly.
Yes. Yes. I love what
Because
you
we can't do it without either. We can't do it without people, and we can't do it without technology.
right.
So, as far as the death knell of the film industry, or whatever, I think everything is going to evolve. We're going to see fully AI movies, but are they going to be good? And that's the question. It doesn't matter how something gets made. It matters the quality of the people that are making it.
Yes.
The original idea,
Mhm.
the performance, the script,
Mhm.
and AI is,
They
you'll
can't do
probably
it,
get,
right?
well, maybe they will eventually, but you'll get just as many great AI movies as we get great any other kind.
For
No,
me, I love real. I want real
right.
movies with real actors and real human beings. That's what is fascinating to me. Go ahead.
Old actors, though, in movies again. Like, if there was a movie that had Humphrey Bogart in it, an AI version of him, would that interest you?
Well, I I I would have to see how they wrote the script, what the story is.
Right,
I'd have to see if I liked the way he looked.
right.
They'd have to keep so many things intact, and it would have to duplicate, and this would be a lot of hours of rendering, I'm sure, because I would want the exact replica of his face, and
Right.
I wouldn't want it distorted in any way or anything like that, any shape or form. Do you know
Right.
what I mean, John?
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because it would really take away from the reality of being immersed within the film. If
Right.
there's, that's some of the issue that people have had with the whole de-aging process, is that they feel like it makes everything sort of look artificial. Now, I watched the latest Indiana Jones, and I thought the de-aging was pretty damn good there.
Yeah.
But and think it's just going to get it's all just going to get better and better. And I think we can't be always kicking against the pricks. We can't
Mm-hmm.
can't fight technology. All you can do is incorporate it
Yes.
in a way that's ethical, and that's the most important. And the thing about it is what SAG-AFTRA and what the WGA is doing is forcing ethics, because
Yeah.
honestly, it's not the job of a corporation to be ethical. It's the job of a corporation to make money. That's what they are required to do. And even if ethics got in the way of them making money, there are people that could sue them for that.
Right. Right.
So it is the job of the worker, it is the job of the government to force the ethics.
Yes, and I hope that they get, put attention on that and pass some laws and bills for us, because we need that. We need them to act on this, and we need them to do research on it. The government officials who are higher up than us, and they need to be very well read on AI and
Right.
the pros and the cons, and then they have to put in they have to put in some type of legislation, because I'm not seeing anything. I'm not really seeing a lot of laws for protection
Right.
on like you said, SAG and AFTRA are doing it. They're the leaders. They're the ones saying, hey, Fran Drescher's out there in the front, on the front lines, fighting for all the actors and actresses, and also for the writers. They're also under attack. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all settles and sorts out. And I'm hoping for a good and quick resolution where things remain intact and there's respect for the individual human being, so and their craft. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And then I can get my movie made.
Yeah, and then you can get your, exactly. So please, let's hurry up so we can get our movies made, because we've got stories to tell, right, John?
Yeah, oh, so many stories, no doubt.
Yeah. So, well, wonderful. John, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to start wrapping it up soon, but is there anything else you wanted to promote? And then we're gonna do our heart messages.
Gosh, I mean, all I can say is check out the Married to Movies podcast. Check out, I've got like 4 or 5 films on the different platforms like Tubi and Prime and that type of thing. There's Darcy, there's Hobo Jesus, there's The Night We Met, there's Little By Peep, and there's Creep and Crawl. So there you go. There's 5.
Wow, you're amazing. I'm so impressed with you. And you've got like 55 plus credits on IMDb, and they're fabulous. So,
I'm very, very tired man. Yes, I am.
oh, well, you know what? We appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do, John. And thank you, Tracy, Nicole. And also, I'd love to have you back again. And I want to check out your podcast. Please check out Married to Movies, John and Tracy's podcast on Spotify and YouTube and wherever else, everywhere else, right?
And check out Film Talk with AJ Dean, even though
Uh,
you're checking it out right now.
thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. I love that. I just adore that. I'm so thankful for you and all the great filmmakers out there. I do want to say we do our heart messages before we close the show. I'm going to start with my heart message first. I want to say, if there's someone right now in the world that you haven't contacted, that you want to contact, give them a ring. I want to promote people to reconcile, if you can, and reconnect with those who you may have not spoken with in a little while, maybe some actor friends or actresses, or maybe some writers, someone in the creative arts, or, some of your friends. give them a ring and check up on them, and just to say hi and see how they're doing. So that's my heart message for this week. And over to you, John.
I would just say that there are people in your life that you have basically said, I'm done with that part of my life, or that person doesn't seem. And don't be afraid to just reach out, because I think most of the time we create our own stories of what might happen or what kind of rejection might happen. And then when we actually move on that, my wife has been taking some self-help classes, and she reached out to family members that she hadn't talked to in years, and it was a really cathartic and really beautiful experience. So let's not give up on each other. Let's not give up on people, and let's always renew the file and give ourselves another opportunity for connection.
Yes, beautifully said. Thank you so much, John. And with that, I wish you the best of everything, you and Tracy, and many blessings to you and your
I love
family.
your show, AJ. I think you are just a wonderful, wonderful person who does a great show, and I have a great time. So I'm going to email you and sign up for later on in 2024.
Oh my gosh, thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. That has touched my heart, made me very happy tonight. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'm going to do the I'm going to do the fan.
Right.
Do the fan. And
Yeah.
say again, John.
I'm verklempt.
I'm verklempt. I'm verklempt. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. What's that from, John?
Oh, that's Gone with the Wind. That's one of the greats.
I just had to do that. That was Clark Gable's line,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it was a classic, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I love the classics.
I love the classics too. Well, until next time, John. Until next time, au revoir.
Au revoir. I do give a damn, AJ.